Where's the...
Hello, everybody. Tom Keon. I want to welcome you tonight to Starfleet After Dark. We've got a myriad of characters on with us. Aaron Davies, um, Paul Dill, Richard Steele, the production team from the USS Russell Camp III, John Hardy, Tim Johns, Rob L., and Clifton Harris. Good evening,
Clinton.
gentlemen and ladies.
Clinton.
It's also Rob Eel.
Okay, Rob,
Not
I
L.
thought I said.
Clinton.
Okay, thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome. And Clinton.
How is
Okay.
everybody tonight?
Not bad.
How is
So,
everyone this
going
evening?
around the fleet here lately.
Tim is up to his
Well,
old
they've
tricks.
actually decided they're going to wait until you get involved and help fix it, Tim.
But you're supposed to play the video, though, Drew.
Yeah, where's the
think you-
video?
Maybe they lost it.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no,
all right.
I know that.
Oh, we're working on a video about Tim getting tased to death.
Yes.
Oh, maybe you can play it after this because I don't want to see that.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not interested in that.
well,
The announcement is they are currently finishing it up and about to announce the beta test so that they can
Right.
load test it. But without Steve to get the final thing, that question is invalid, and this is an amen.
This is true.
So,
The,
So, Aaron, would you do us a favor and tell us about the new virtual IC I'm planning?
I would love to. Rob, do you want to tell them?
No.
He's like, no. He's like, no, go ahead. So, right now we're organizing our virtual international conference for the year. It's going to be great. I have big plans for it. I'm just the organizer though, so I need help from everybody in the fleet. I said this earlier today. I don't care if you've been a member for 1 day or 20 years. This is for all of us, and I want you to be involved. Right now, specifically, we're looking for people to do a lot of the pre-planning. So tech people, people who are good with outreach, people who are good at making promotional videos and things like that. Right now, we have a team of about 40 people that are working with us, which is great. And there's room for a lot more. So if you're interested, you can reach out to me or anybody here. And if you want to, I'll send them my email address and they can throw it up on there. You can just send me an email. And I want everybody to work with me. So I'll have a job for you. It's not like you'll just sit there and do nothing. There will be something for you to do. This year, I really want to focus our international chapters, especially with COVID. I know we were talking about this before. Really, our international chapters, especially those in South America, um, South Africa, Australia, even Europe, Russia, they don't have a way to come to our North American conferences. The travel expense is too much. I'll give you the date in 1 sec. I announced it on members only, but I'll tell you what it is in a minute. And I really want them to be able to feel part of this. And this is a great way to do it virtually because I heard the complaints and they can come to this because it's all virtual. So I'm excited. I also want to really showcase our auxiliary groups because we're all, I think, a member of something, whether it be Pet Fleet or the Marines, Starfleet or Stellar Cartography. There's like a lot of different niche groups. So thanks, Paul. That's really what I'm trying to focus on. And it's going to be the weekend of August 13th. So we have some events planned for Friday night and we have events planned for Saturday, not on Sunday as of yet. That's subject to change as we're only in the very beginning stages of this. So that'll kind of change and grow a little bit. But that's it. And a lot of people here with me right now are actually working with me. So that's also really cool. Yeah, most of you guys volunteered to help. So that's really cool. Thanks, guys.
Teamwork makes the dream work, Aaron.
I know. I love it.
Don't forget to mention about your fundraiser too, eh?
I know. Oh, yeah. So we're gonna do auctions. We're raising money for 2 charities. One is for the STEM scholarship that Starfleet has now, which is really cool. It's for women and non-binary people that are in STEM. So that's a really cool one. And the other one, we're not sure what we're going to do. I'm actually open to suggestions. It has to be an international organization since this is for all of us. It can't be just like a animal charity in North America. That won't fly. It has to be something global and it has to be something where the majority of the money actually goes to the charity, not to the administration.
Yes.
So
Doctors Without Borders.
yeah, I looked into Doctors Without Borders. There's a couple other ones, but like I said, we're really open to what that charity is. So if you have a good suggestion for one, I will read into it and we'd like to look at it before we pick one. But my only criteria for it is it's international, and I guess 2 criteria are most of the money that's donated to it actually goes to the charity and not to the people that are CEOs getting paid way too much money to be part of it. Thanks for reminding me, Rob. Anyway, all right, I'm done.
Cool.
Have you chosen a date we're going to aim for, or has the fleet admiral not decided?
No, I did choose a date. I actually let the AB decide. So the AB had a few dates to choose from because the ECAB meeting has to fall 1 week before, and they chose the weekend of the 13th of August. So this is going to be held that weekend, and there's going to be events Friday and Saturday so far. Friday, I think, is going to be more military oriented. So there'll be a Marine muster, and then Saturday will be like just regular events.
Just remember, we're not actually military oriented. We're just, we're not really military. The Starfleet Marine Corps is, has a little more flavor in our fandom.
Right. That's why I was saying earlier, we're trying to really spotlight our auxiliary groups. So that gives them a specific day for that.
Okay. That's cool.
Sorry, I dropped out there for a moment.
What do we tell you about drinking on the job, Jeffrey?
Well, hey,
Caffeine.
orange Kool-Aid.
Some meds will do that to you.
Yeah, I've learned that. No. Anyway,
Caffeine.
So speaking of the what Paul was mentioning about the rucking, one of the things we're looking at is outreach and helping others and raising money. So people that have that experience would be perfect for, say, a presenter for one of the rooms. So if you have that experience, please get with Aaron. That way we're looking for not necessarily the same old person doing the same presentation. We want different things. That way we showcase our members at large.
Absolutely.
Hey, Donna.
Yeah.
I heard you have a cookbook.
Yeah.
I do. So over the summer, the CS and the VCS approached me, and in order to raise some funds for the scholarship program and other things, we talked about it, and they asked me to work on an SFI completely around the world cookbook, a recipe book that we're going to be presenting sometime this summer. We're trying to get it ready for June. We do have we have an email that I think that Drew has. I'm not sure if he does, but if you don't, I'll send it to you in a second. But it's pretty
You got
easy.
it.
You do, okay. So I'm looking for recipes. They want to do like 3 a person, but we figure we don't have quite a lot in right now, and we're going to try and get in as many as we can to make it an actual cookbook. We'd like to have at least 50 actual recipes of different styles. It could be Klingon food. It could be anything you want. If you have it in a different time in a different area that may be cooking with controls that are not in. What's the best way to put it? I want to make sure that everyone around the world can use all the controls to use on all of these without having to just convert everything. So we have a couple test kitchens out there, and if we could use a couple more. So if you're interested, please do contact me through that email. Drew, can you through that email, or do I need to send it
It's
to you?
going across the bottom.
It is? Okay, I don't see it across the bottom.
It stopped already, Drew.
Yeah,
Okay.
he put it across the bottom. Everybody saw it. I saw it. I promise it was there.
All
I
right.
didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
There it
And
is.
There again. It came up again. Donna, I have a couple of questions about it. Do you mind if I ask? So
No, you may not ask anything.
are these supposed to be like Star Trek specific recipes?
No. We're trying to get recipes that everyone can use. Like we might do a page on pasta, like spaghettis or like wide noodles, or and then like a couple pages of pasta dishes and different sauces to put on that people may have from around the world. Different kinds of like rice dishes and different sauces they could put on with things around the world. It depends on exactly what we get in. We've gotten some main dishes, we've gotten some grilled dishes, we've got some raw dishes.
I'll send you some vegetarian dishes.
That would
The
be
recipe-
terrific.
Yeah.
The cookbook is perfect. We're an international organization. We can
I'll
put
send
in
you
international
3.
recipes.
Cooking.
It's easy as number 35.
Yes,
Whether or
yes,
not
we
it's
try
22,
not to eat humans here.
Of 22.
Yeah, but they taste like chicken.
So the reason why it's 22 is because we're going to go ahead and
Was this?
we want to make sure that you guys know that we're going to try and do a recipe book every year. If the new CS and the CS after want to do it.
My face was like,
I think it's a great idea. And
Is
we're
it
going to be
Steve's last
doing
year?
I think that he retires. I think this 3-year term is pretty short.
His term
Something
ends
like
at the end of this year.
Yeah.
We'll be having an election.
Yeah, and we were talking about it on Facebook, and they talked about how you can only have a single 3-year term. Otherwise, they're concerned about burnout with the leadership. So.
Burned out already.
Rob, I thought you explained that to me.
Oh, whatever.
Okay.
Oh,
we'll
by the
talk
way, if
about-
anyone,
He's
Just
frozen
something-
up, it looks like.
He's not.
Okay.
No, he's doing something.
What it is that you cannot serve more than 5 or 6 years in a row, and or it's 5 years in a row. But you can't serve more than 6 years total, which enabled at least a couple to go for a re-election in the past.
I
Okay.
think Steve should go for a lifetime CS.
No,
He'll be done in a couple
No,
months because Amber would
no.
kill him.
Nobody should go for
That's right.
lifetime.
Amber will kill him. I mean, that would be the end of Steve as we know it.
it won't run that way.
no.
All right. Anyways, Donna, I'm working on recipes, but I need to actually make them and test them because some of them are being cycled from I made that 3 years ago or half a decade ago kind of thing.
I get that recipe exactly right. Is everything still available? So that's why I'm saying, if we have some people who are interested in doing Test Kitchen, that would be terrific, especially international members. And the idea is that once we get the recipes in and we put them in areas in the recipe book, we're basically going to have a PDF that people internationally can get and hear, and hopefully people will decide to donate some money toward it if they get it internationally, because we can't really put a physical book together and send it without having to spend a lot of money on it.
I'm going to try to give you recipes that are vegetarian that are really good that take under 30 minutes.
Now, Donna, are you
Oh,
going to
that's
need
cool.
illustrations or photographs of what you're putting together?
I'm hoping for photographs. We have some people working in working on doing this interesting stuff with some Adobe products and making like the picture on the outside and then the like having interesting graphic design in it.
Well,
We have an editor.
I was planning to send you pictures of everything. So
Pictures are awesome.
Clint is actually a really good illustrator, and he could
Really?
even do like yeah, but you could even have like little fun things in there where, you know, when you're gonna boil the pasta, where somebody has a picture of like a drawing of somebody dropping pasta beside it. So you could get kind of fun with that, with just illustration on top of the finished product photos.
Yeah. I mean, like you could have some fun if you like. If anyone would like to put any illustrations together, that would be incredibly cool, and we will definitely use them. At least partially. If we don't use them, so the other thing is, so we're going to get recipes in from everyone. We're hoping to get multiples, and if we do use all of them, we'll use all of them. But if we don't, we're hoping to use it for next year. So let's see. Rob for yes.
Rob, it looks like you have a fan in Paul Williams.
Oh yeah. Well, Donna, where's the money going? I might have missed it.
Oh, Williams, singer?
It's going to the scholarship
I'm not
fund.
having anything to do with the money, but it's going to scholarships. It's James Herring is the one who came to me and asked me about it to see if I would work with it, and he said it was for the scholarship fund.
So that money's going to the scholarship fund as well. Okay.
That is my understanding. But I know that it's being used. That's my understanding. It's supposed to be for scholarship fund.
Okay.
It's going to be a good year for scholarships.
Yeah, apparently scholarships.
I hope.
Yeah, me too.
I would like to go and take another course, so maybe I'll be lucky enough to get a physics course actually paid for through a scholarship. That'd be kind of fun. I'm going for physics. It's my next degree.
Can I
only a couple classes.
jump on another fundraiser as well that but everyone can volunteer for? Somebody, Rob,
Dunk tank.
It's
sorry.
Year walk, and it raises funds for Hurt Hunger. It's y.org. You can check it out.
Rob, we can't hear you like completely because you're breaking up a little bit. Can you?
You're lagging.
Yeah, like every few seconds it cuts out. So when you say a website, we don't hear it.
I will type it.
Fran, that is awesome.
Everything.
I'm going to typing it in for us.
I've lost. Can you hear me now?
What?
Yeah, we can hear you now. You sound great.
Well, thank you very much. I moved it a lot. It's cnoy.org is the website, and it's to raise money for hurt, homeless, and hungry people. And
oh wow!
And you can enter a team into whatever town that you would like to. The Nomad's done it before. Basically, people walk in their own community, and you go out when it's 40 below. I guess for some people I talked to today in the States, that would be 34 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's in the 20s here in Virginia.
Oh, may I put in one other thing here? Please, if you're from another country rather than the United States, really trying to get a couple people from different areas of the world to help with conversion factors for that area, like someone from Europe and maybe somebody from the Pacific area or somebody from Australia.
Hey, John, maybe you could help with Gasmark.
That's right.
So you wanted in U.S. measurements and then you wanted in metric, right?
No, I don't care which way. If you're in an international country, do it in the way that you know how to do it, and we're gonna we're looking for people to help us just do conversions. Not necessarily that I'm going to do the conversion specifically, but do it in the way that you know how to do it, and then we'll worry about somebody who can specifically do conversion factors doing the actual conversions.
The conversions are super easy now because most recipes or anything like that has it in both.
Well, we're trying to make sure that we don't have just copy pasted recipes from someone else's website that can be copyrighted. We're trying to get actual people's recipes that they like. You find a recipe, you use it, you doctor it, and now once you doctor it, it is your recipe, and now you can put it in because you did something that was different, or you added a different ingredient that makes it yours and not just the place that you found that. Because if we print it and we have it in the book and we're trying to raise money for it, we don't want someone to go, "That's my recipe. Why are you using it specifically?" So yes, conversion factors are easily fine if you're doing a recipe, but we'd rather just people put in their recipe for something, and then when we need to convert everything, we'll just have a couple people check it to make sure that this actually works if we convert it to another country. That's why we're saying we need a couple test kitchens around. We're trying to get everything to go to print somewhere around the beginning of March. So February is going to be fun. So please get recipes in as soon as possible. Even if you haven't specifically tested it, send it in. We'll get it tested. I swear, we'll get it tested.
So I actually wanted to just mention something Rob said earlier because I didn't realize what he was talking about. But it was the coldest night of the year, which is a huge Canadian charity that they do. I think last year we raised over $600, which was it was pretty good considering I participated in it. You have to anybody can participate in it. You have to pay to participate. So you pay like $20 or something, and then on this specific night in February, you go and you walk. And it's really great because all of the money went towards homeless veterans or something like that. Let me see what he said it went to. Rob, where are you? Anyway, it was a nice charity. We all had a blast doing it. It was freezing everywhere. So we all posed like in our clothes and just went for it. Who's Fran?
Fran Moritz Booth. She's commenting in the comments about recipes she wants to send.
Yeah. Fran is one of the few that served as Commander Starfleet many, many moons ago.
Hi, Fran.
I can't wait to try. Oh, anybody who wants to do grilling, please bring in recipes.
Grilling.
Not my expertise.
Well, I mean, we do have some, I have a Klingon head chef on my ship, and he's like, "I will bring many recipes for the lodge for camp cooking," because that's basically what he thinks Klingon cooking is for a little bit, but he has fun with it.
I'll be honest. I don't even know if Americans can buy cheese curds in their grocery stores, or if it's something they have to go to a specialty shop for.
I think only if you're in New York.
You can buy them anywhere.
We're south of the Wisconsin border. We have a ton of them.
We have a cheese factory in my hometown in New York. I made a mad dash up there.
Where are you from in New York?
Steuben County, outside of Corning.
Okay.
So
I'm from Ithaca, New York, originally.
Okay, over by Elmira.
Yeah.
You ever go to the races at Woodhull Raceway?
No.
Okay, that's my uncle's.
Yeah, it wasn't my thing, and I've lived in
Not mine
Pittsburgh for over 20 years. So
I'm not fascinated with left turns.
You're not fascinated with left turns. I'm not either. It's boring, right? No offense to people who enjoy that. I don't get it. I'm sorry.
No, New York has some really interesting roads. I went up to Lake George and all around the that whole the area that has a lot of hot springs. a lot of geomorphology up there. There's a lot of weird turns there.
It's very rural up there. It's very pretty, but there's no work.
But I was trying
Hey,
to show you.
John. John.
Yeah.
Hi. I was just noticing. I think you are a vampire because the last time I saw you, it looked like you were completely beat up, and now you've healed. It's
He
gone.
is a vampire.
Did
The
you?
question is, what
Right
clan?
now for you, John.
Did you drink blood or?
Hey, the good thing is he doesn't flip and sparkle though. So
We haven't seen him in sunlight either.
I
I
know
don't
he
think he's
does.
seen sunlight in 20 years.
He's
John, there's
been-
going to be sunlight there in a few hours, right?
Yes. 7:55.
And
It's
what time is it
7:55.
now?
Oh, it's
What is it?
3.5 hours.
I don't know. I can't stay up that long. I'm sorry. It's already kind of past my bedtime. What's up with Steve? Where is he?
Nobody knows.
He works.
Somebody tip him off I was going to be on the show.
Is it
Could be
avoiding
hanging
town?
with Amber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be,
You
but
know
I
what?
doubt it.
Maybe
Or he
he's,
could be parked in a place with no cell phone reception.
maybe he's spending time with his wife.
Or
Hey, Steve, what are you doing out there?
you know you
I think
exist.
he's on.
He ends up having a lot of like he seems to find a lot of accidents and stuff happening whenever he like drives out. So,
Mhm.
but something interesting from Kentucky. This is hold on, let me get this up here. This is caffeinated ginger ale, soft drink. Next time we go to IC, I'll probably bring a couple cases of it. And everyone calls it
That's a
ale.
crime.
It's called a late one. So just in case anyone's thinking I'm actually drinking weird stuff, I'm drinking ginger ale that's caffeinated.
People
It's
might
not-
have just thought you were drinking beer.
I know.
It's not. It won't be the weirdest thing. I mean,
Oh wow! Look at the Klingon chef. That's amazing.
I mean, yeah.
Did you
If I can
crumble
get a
that
better
up?
picture of him. That's really good though. Yeah.
Clinton, I'm gonna send you my mailing address. Will you please ship that to me. I love it. I know I can't draw. I know people say you can, and if I explained it to you better, you'd understand why I can't. But I can't draw things because I can't see them.
mean-
I don't have a visual memory or mind. I've never seen something in my head that's not there.
So you can draw when you look at something though.
No. Like I have a daughter who's 7.
Mhm.
When she was 3 or 4, she could draw better than me.
That's interesting. So you must be very like. Do you like a lot of like words and music or something like that, or?
I think in words. I'm very descriptive. I'm very verbal. But it's called aphantasia. I don't dream. I don't see things that aren't. I don't see things
don't
that aren't
dream?
there. I've never had a dream.
Oh my god! I've never
I know
heard of that.
people ask me all the time, how do you sleep? And it's speculated maybe I do dream, but I just don't remember them because I'm not visual. I don't know. Maybe I do, and but I've never.
You do have
I-
rapid eye movement, right? REM.
I don't know. You've never seen me when I sleep. I'm not very good at sleeping.
Oh.
So
Next time you're asleep, take a look to see if you got REM.
yeah. Next time I'm sleeping, I'll check.
it's flat.
So you could always have like if you take a sleep study or if you take a picture like camera yourself, video yourself with your own phone so no one is like creeping out on it. So
What?
like you could always take a picture of just your face, like have a camera next to your face and sleep that way and see if your eyes
And like
move.
set it for a timer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it takes about 90 minutes to start your REM in a 3.5 hour cycle of sleep. Everyone does like a 3.5 cycle of sleep, mostly.
So I usually fall asleep around like midnight to 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I wake up a couple times here and there, and then I get up between 4 and 6. It just depends. But I wake up a lot in between, and that's just how I sleep. But anyway, I don't have dreams. Not that I don't have aspirations, but I don't have actual dreams, and I can't draw things because I can't see them. I'm also a really good writer, but I'm a very bad descriptive writer. And when I was growing up, like reading various authors, like somebody that's really descriptive, like just say a, like just
Herman
say like
Melville.
Tolkien?
J.D. Salinger writing The Catcher in the Rye. I think that I hate that book. It because it's just so descriptive about it's very visually descriptive, and I'm not going to see it, so I don't want to read it.
Herman Melville. If you want to know about whaling boats, read that.
Or
Way too much.
if you or John Steinbeck. Everybody thinks he's a wonderful writer, and I'm just so bored to tears because I don't. He's trying to paint you a picture, and I can't see it. Oh, that's interesting, Aaron, with 2 N's.
Does anybody want to see an actual picture of my my Klingon head chef?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Oh, that's
There's my
sweet.
Klingon head chef, and actually, it looks pretty dang close. So put up your illustration real quick, Clint. That's pretty close. That's really strange.
I'm artist and a psychic.
I know, that's wonderful, right?
That's why I wanted to say. I was like, that looks kind of interesting. It's almost
That's
really
funny.
Is he contributing to your book?
Yeah.
So
He's got.
maybe you can have about the author and have his name and a little bio about him, and then have that picture that Clint drew beside him, like that's who it is.
Hey, if you know, that's if like Tiffany is saying, perhaps there could be an appendix in the book with conversations, stuff like that.
Hey.
You know, I mean, if anyone wants to bring instead, definitely a picture of your recipe, your recipe, a picture of the dish if you can. And if you wanted to put in like people that were doing the recipes, we could do that. Or a picture of like your chapter or your unit or just yourself. That's cool. Little snippets are cool.
That's really fun.
I even included the fire.
Yes. Fire. Happy fire.
Where's the fire?
Fire, good.
I sent her a picture of when I actually was camping and making home fries. So I had the fire, my cast iron pan, the home fries, everything.
Well, that's cool. So it's like a camping recipe.
Yeah.
Row your boat.
What?
Yeah, we have so one thing that we were talking about doing for like in our chapter, we're trying to do a recipe book. Like we get recipes together every year, and then we kind of like we're having a cookie exchange because we couldn't do anything for the holidays. Everyone got sick, so we're doing it in February. But like we've decided last year when we were doing Wilderness Challenge 2 years ago, and then we couldn't do it because of COVID. We decided that it would be a good idea to kind of do we're doing Dutch oven cooking. So we're doing videos of Dutch oven cooking and making it part of our cooking page. We actually have a recipe page for our chef. Sorry.
I've heard of Dutch ovens, but I don't think you're supposed to cook with it.
Oh, that is a horrible joke. Are you a father?
Yeah, that's really gross. Thanks. So my ship has a head chef position on it. But our chef only makes sweets, and she has a Facebook page. I mean, she makes these like professional desserts, and it's amazing. Wow. And maybe I'll see if she'd like to. Are you gonna have a dessert section?
Ask her to put some desserts in. Sure, we're gonna do.
They look
whatever
super complicated.
It's fine. We can have
Okay.
a difficulty level. I mean, like,
Okay.
I wish you guys could. So I collect weird and eclectic cookbooks from all over the place, from different games, animes, from books.
Do you have one from Neelix? She's gonna go
Oh.
get it. She's gonna go get the Neelix cookbook. I love Neelix's picture on the cover of this cookbook. It's hysterical.
Make me get stuff out.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's not like it's not right here.
I thought it was relevant.
So this is.
I have a set of French recipes she may not want on in the cookbook.
Are you talking about this cookbook right here?
I sure am. Look at his picture on there.
So
Oh,
yeah,
Richard
it's an
whipped
awesome
it out
cookbook.
too.
And you'll notice that I've like got pages done on it. So yeah.
Richard's looks brand new, never used. Richard,
Yes,
did
this
you
is
ever
an
use
awesome.
I have. I'm retentive. Like 95% of my books look like this. And most of the ones that don't look like this
Are you guys ready?
are used.
I'm ready. Let's see it. Oh.
What the heck is in that?
I like how
Wait,
she
wait,
held
wait.
it up. She was so smart. She held it up to the side like you thought it was going to be the Necronomicon. Then she moved it over.
Necronominominum.
That's really funny.
I was gonna say because you said no on Soylent Green, but cooking with souls is okay.
Yeah. Well, it's soul cooking.
It's the side dish not to be named.
I've got a recipe you probably wouldn't want, Donna.
Oh, I'm sure you do, but that's fine. I'll take any of them. I'll even take wood for sheep. Who has wood for sheep?
It's from the 1700s. It's from the 1700s in
When Drew was a
place
teen.
called France.
What is wood from sheep? Is that something?
So
And
what?
Is that about girlfriends or
Yeah.
something? Boyfriends?
Apple brownies.
There is a game called Settlers of Catan. It's been out a few years. Settlers of Catan. And the entire map of Catan is made up of hexagonal dishes that you find in chemistry stations. So someone went out and they said, you know what, we want to have a gaming thing. So they took about 18 different styles of cooking, and they have everything like if you play the game, you have to have ore, clay, wood, sheep, and wheat. So they have something. So there's something from all of these different things in each one of their little maps, and the maps are made of this one's tomatoes and weird stuff you'd find on a
Wait,
salad.
no, bring that back.
It's a really cool book. It's neat. I'm not trying to get people to buy it, but it's just really neat.
No, I mean the other
What, the
visual.
Star Trek Catan?
Open
Have
it
you-
up.
It's not a book. It's a game.
I know. Open it up. Let's see.
Open this
let's
one
see how
up?
it's
Oh,
done.
No, he's talking to Drew.
Oh,
He's talking to Drew.
you won't physically open it and show us the components.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. I have the really eclectic one that no one seems to have. I got it a long time ago.
Let's see this game board, guys. Oh yeah, same thing.
now
Is it the same one?
Well,
I don't think so.
Theirs is a little
No, it's
shinier.
different. It's
Okay,
different.
now that'll do it.
Oh, you have Star Trek Catan. I think that one's cool. This one's weird. So it turns out
This is some cool game pieces.
my
Wizards
ship is
Ale. I don't know what you're holding up, Richard. Like it looks just like
Well, it's a
Ren
book.
Fair. It looks like a Ren Fair person book.
It's what kings ate and wizards drank. It has several recipes. It's mostly a writing guide for people writing historical fantasy
I know, but
and
there's
historical
these
fiction.
shiny, like there's fun ships though.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Let me hawk my friend's book, okay?
Okay.
Hi. You go over there.
So that Catan Star Trek, is that original series ships?
Yeah,
think-
it is.
I think it is. I mean, I've seen that one and I want to get it, but so
It's
I
the
have-
Actually, it's
TOS.
no,
TOS?
TOS.
It's the motion picture version, the refit.
Okay.
Okay.
However, which I was trying to show you, I printed on my 3D printer. I printed Klingon battle cruisers, Romulan warbirds,
You gotta hold that closer. I can't see that.
Romulan warbirds, and their star bases to go with. For those of you who are multi-tolerant, I did the ones I really don't like. The Ferengi.
Why don't you like them?
What is that? Oh,
It's
Ferengi.
Ferengi.
Have you seen the new Ferengi on Discovery?
Yes.
Who likes it?
No, I didn't watch the latest episode. Are
It
they
looks
making
like a
Are they
third
making the
episode or something.
Ferengi like better?
They
There's
look
a
like the
Ferengi in it.
Enterprise
And
Ferengi.
No.
he looks like a bat.
The Romulan warbird.
They're really
That's
not
really
doing
cool.
much on Discovery for us fans as far as keeping
know.
continuity where
Where's the
Klingons
Klingons?
look
Where's
like
the Klingons? They haven't
Klingons.
showed up yet.
They haven't found them.
Oh, they haven't found them.
Yeah, they left.
Remember,
I just want to say that Fetch is telling us that they're about this cookbook that her mom had and this recipe in it. And this is really funny. It's apple brownies. They're called brownies, but there's no chocolate. It's a lot of brown sugar and cinnamon and sugar, but it reminds me of something that you would see in like one of those Mennonite cookbooks, like shoe fly pie and stuff like that.
Mom
What's-
called it apple grunt.
What's that? Oh, nice.
Sort of like a big dish apple pie, all brushed up. We
I don't
asked
know,
her once,
anybody
why you
like
call it that? She
Klingons?
said, well, when you eat it, you grunt.
Oh, you're like, oh, it's so good.
See,
I get
it
it.
could be made of carob, which tastes really close to chocolate, but it's not.
It could be, but I don't think it is. Chicken and ramen noodles, no seasoning packet, cream of mushroom soup plus corn.
Dog food. It's great.
Ew.
Cat
Yeah,
flanked
that's
by
interesting.
rats.
Well,
I
the
would-
season packet
I
makes
would-
it so salty. It's just ridiculous.
I would not eat that. I would put the seasoning packet in it.
See,
Something interesting. The ramen noodles, you can now get like you know how you get those like extra wide like Dutch noodles or something like that? At least you
Like the
can
egg noodle, like egg noodles.
They have the
Okay.
ramen noodles now in like those big packages. They have like those the stir fry noodles. They call them stir fry noodles. They're just ramen noodles though. It's really funny.
You can do a real like ramen soup, not the crap that we get in the packets, but like a real ramen soup is one of my favorite things to eat. It's really good.
if you go into Walmart on their international aisle, they have the almost cooked noodles that look like fat ramen noodles. Cut those up, season them how you want, add all the stuff, and it's great.
Those udon noodles. You mean the fatter ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are nice. I have to go. I have to go to bed.
Yeah.
Good night, Aaron.
Good night.
That
Nice
looks like
meeting
it's
all
pretty
of you.
cool.
Good night, Aaron.
Before she leaves,
Bye. Oh,
Make
Tanya's
sure
brutal.
that,
if you guys want to be involved in the IC this year, call me.
Is there well, I was going to ask her if there was an email that people could contact her at.
It's on. She sent it on the website.
I think
on
that's
the,
it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on the Facebook.
Okay, that's good enough.
That's
That
great.
she does need help.
The Donna, I have to admit, you have me at a disadvantage because the only reason the Star Trek cookbook is upstairs is because my Star Trek books are upstairs. All my recipe books are in the basement.
Oh my God! How can you leave them in the basement?
You cook in the basement?
Yeah, exactly. So I came out. So I moved, and I lost a lot of the stuff that I had to move, and I came out with like one case of books, and I had half cookbooks, and I had half gaming books, and a couple of like really cool things like colonization books. And over the last 2 years, I have managed to have people give me about 30 different kinds of cookbooks. Strangely, I don't know why.
Okay. I don't know where you can put 9 bookshelves, but I have 9 bookshelves, so I cannot put everything upstairs.
How? What?
My house so we rent a house here, and it's a concrete slab floor. So the whole floor is frozen right now. It's like really, really, really cold, and you have to wear like shoes all the time. But that means that all of the bookshelves can go on the main floor because it's one floor.
Well, I don't have that luxury. The cement pad is in my basement, which is why the bookshelves are in my basement.
A funny
I
thing
don't know how
happened.
anybody can have more than one bookshelf anyway. I mean, you know.
Says the man with like 5 or 6 behind him.
I know, it's funny.
12.
Oh my gosh.
6.
So in Fallout,
Yeah, he doesn't have books in all of them.
In Fallout 76, you can put display shelves up, and now my whole house in Fallout is completely one giant museum. It is hysterical.
Hey, I've been doing that since Fallout 4.
I'm in Fallout 76. You want to see me? Let's go in. Let me know.
It's multiplayer. I hate multiplayer.
But yeah,
look,
so
you're a scrub.
It's something funny. The Smithsonian's Natural History Museum didn't realize how many fossil collections and how many bones they'd have and how heavy they would be. So they used to have like all of their stuff on the 2nd and 3rd floor for the paleontology department. And then they realized, hey, our floors seem to be going. So they had to completely redo the different floors in there. And they, instead of having the 2 empty like areas in the middle of these 4 wings, they ended up putting different things inside to bolster all of the flooring, and then they put like different stuff inside those areas, so it makes sense. But the structure is now set so that the area that they store all their fossils in is not just going to go because the building's like really old.
I used to live in Toronto, which will shock people listening, maybe. And Robarts, which is the big university library for the University of Toronto, was engineered without the books being calculated in.
Live loads, you gotta love them.
1.1 million books were not calculated in the engineering. So it is slowly sinking into the ground because the foundation was not created for the load. Fortunately, it's not toppling the ugly building because it is an ugly building.
The same thing happened to, well, this didn't exactly happen, not the same thing, but did you know that the Washington Monument in DC is slowly sinking? And they ended up having to put some foundational changes to it so that it would stop sinking. But it was a certain height, and then it fell down to like 555 and 5/8 inches.
DC built on top of a swamp.
Think about this:
Yeah,
New York City is like on its 4th or 5th level.
Mm-hmm.
It just has sunk down, and they've built on top of it over the years. So Manhattan, actually, if you go in below, you can actually find catacombs of old buildings,
which is really cool.
You gotta understand.
Welcome to
they built more. They sunk. Built more. They sunk.
Like most of the cities in Europe have the same structure. Like there are places in London where you can literally go in you have to walk down to go into the original doorway of some church made 1100 because everything around it is built up like a meter and a half.
Yeah, we have a building here in Fredericksburg on the street level. It's the third floor. You want to go out the original door, you got to go down 2 flights. Built before the Civil War.
Well, as far as
And that wasn't very civil of a war, was it? Really?
So the original, the Smithsonian. This is not to scale. That's the dome in the center. So the original building for the Natural History Museum in Washington had double courtyards in the center. It's 4 stories high and has a large center dome over the main lobby. And it was extremely large, and they thought they were just building for height, and they thought that they had enough space and enough space and load there.
Structural integrity.
Just didn't realize how many how many bones would be densely packed in one area at one time. They thought they had plenty of space. They had so much room. Then it just turned out that they decided to put more and more and more people and items inside it, and they just started stacking and stacking. And as they started stacking, the live load and the dead load just became overwhelming.
Is this the building known as the castle?
No, the castle's across the street.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
I used to work for the Smithsonian. I know a lot of these weird buildings.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So this isn't that one. What just happened? Something strange happened behind me.
It's a cat.
It
A
is.
very beautiful cat. It looks like.
Would you like to
Gentlemen,
see it?
ladies, it's been a lot of fun. But I too have to go to bed.
Clinton, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And I apologize for mispronouncing your name earlier.
Oh,
that
right.
should
Not
not
the
have
first.
happened.
That's why usually they just call me Harris. You can't. There's only one way to say it.
Yeah.
Harris.
Chief Harris.
That's right.
Chief Harris.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye. Have a great night.
Yeah.
You too.
But yeah, Boston is really a giant landfill. I used to live in Chelsea.
A lot of cities are not built on great.
Oh, yeah, they had to.
Yeah.
They really did.
Well, look, there's a building in San Francisco, skyscraper that's sinking rapidly because they didn't anticipate it doing that. Mm-hmm.
No,
that's
I'm pretty sure that's the politicians.
There's no gas. It's very swampy. The horrible thing about DC is that they used to have open sewage in the canals that were Constitution Avenue that went from the river all the way to the Congress building. So the Library of Congress, the building in front, the reflecting in front of the House and the Senate. They used to have barges go down Constitution Avenue and park there until it just got too septic, and they had to shut it because people were dying from like horrible diseases.
Well, yeah, but it's DC, and in that building you still have the Senate and the House, which is a bunch of raw sewage. So
Actually, is an interesting point. They in BC, British Columbia, which is the province next to me, they're so cramped for space in the building that they built in 1893, I believe it is. They've kicked out basically all the civil servants because they have an office building like across the street because the original building doesn't have enough room, and the people who do Hansard, which is what we call the group that does the actual recording of it, whatever everything happens and everything says, does it by video because there's not room in the house for them to sit.
Wow.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. They didn't manage for growth when they were thinking about it. they were like, "Oh, we only need this much stuff," and I'm like,
So you think that this is only from back in the 1800s that these buildings are built this way? When they were building the one mall that's no longer really in use, they actually had an aerial picture that showed a sinkhole where they were going to build it, and they still built the mall on top of it. 2 months after it opened, the kids' play area sank right into the ground.
No.
That's
Where is
Hope
this?
that's kids.
well, Robarts was built in the 70s, I think, so it's not like too long ago either.
This was built in like 95.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some interesting. There's some definitely interesting things. I mean,
This was built in like
BC,
95.
in BC we had the second Narrows Bridge got twisted in a windstorm and fell apart. And Simon Fraser University, their engineers get a ring from the debris that's been cast from the thing, and you're to wear it and remind yourself about what your job is, to pay attention. So
There are plenty of videos of that disaster happening.
Yep, there are
out there. Yeah.
Surprising amounts when you consider it was like the early 60s.
Well, it's probably of that kind of bridge the worst disaster ever. They did not anticipate the real wind, and for some reason it wasn't structurally sound enough. So, I mean, there were a couple. I think there were a couple train bridges being built in the Toronto area, wasn't there? That Toronto, that were being built and they collapsed. There were two bridges. I know of one that collapsed, and the second collapsed. The same bridge. Finally, they got it steady so they could use it. So how you can do that, I don't know, but
very carefully.
Yes.
Well, what would I saw something today about the Citibank building in Manhattan where it had to be shored up because they had not made the calculations correctly, and some university student who was doing their like senior paper did the math and was like, "This isn't right. This is the math," and the architectural firm was like, "Okay," and they rechecked their numbers and were like, "Oh, her numbers are right. That's bad." And then they reinforced it. And like it was built in 77, and they were reinforcing it in 78 during the evenings, so no one would know.
Yeah, it was just like
retrofitting is a happy thing. It's better than tearing down something you just made and having to build it from scratch again. Sometimes.
Well, remember that the World Trade.
I'm not going to name the county, but I was at a county designers meeting, and I think I know where some of these problems come from. The guys that approve them go to lunch, and after the fifth martini, they can't see 2 inches in front of their face.
Someone was saying something about the Twin Towers.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Remember that the Twin Towers was built on recycled land.
Yeah.
Where they had put debris and stuff down to extend the island out, and they did their job. They did a very good job, except in what happened. I mean, it stayed up when the base was bombed. If many remember that, there was a car bomb in the garage.
There was a van that went in.
92. It was a van bomb.
Yeah.
92. I don't know. I just remember there was a van that had gone in beforehand, and it had damaged some of the structural members. I was doing this weird class. It was like a construction management class, and somebody talked about that.
When I marched in the Macy's parade, we went between the buildings, and you could actually see the hole on the 5th floor from where they were still repairing it.
Wow. Wow. That's
Mm-hmm.
insane.
Yeah, but most of New York was just literally filled in, and built on. Filled in, built on.
Especially that part, that island there.
So New York and Florida is about the same.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. But they'll tell you how dumb we are because we built like that. Great. My brother-in-law used to work at Citibank, and he'd always talk about. He didn't understand why all the construction's going on downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because they don't want you to sink into the mantle of the earth. You know.
You don't want to drown either.
Now that he's retired, he's like, "Did you hear about this?" Yes, I knew about that before you did, John. Just shush.
You want job security, and you're in architectural business. You want to make sure that foundations stand up. Move to Venice and start working there.
No.
We need TRPs, anybody?
Are you kidding? The structural integrity, the reinforcements are done bi-monthly to maintain that city above the water.
Pisa's not in Venice.
There's got to be a pumping mechanism as well, just to keep the water just
out of the catacombs.
There is, and they have. What was it? They just, I think it was year before last, they finally drained some of the canals to clean them.
Yeah, they needed it.
Oh, yeah, they found all
it.
kinds of stuff in there. It's like, look, this boat's been missing for 25 years. There it is. Like, oh, there you go. You've been paying attention. So much for sonar.
Well, it's like all the canals in Europe that, when people did the first really big lockdown and nobody was moving anywhere and streets were empty and all that, lots of the canals in Europe would clear it up. And you could see to the bottom, and you could see, and like, oh, look, there are 25 bicycles in this,
well, yeah, but
500-meter stretch, right? Like,
yes, the city of Venice is unique, being that 99% of its roads are waterways.
That's right. Paris goes big time in cleaning their canals after the First World War because, of course, the bombs and stuff. Netherlands had to do the same thing because they had to clean out their canals because there are bombs or mines and stuff like that.
And after the Second World War, Germany had to do the same.
Yeah.
And we're talking not just canals, we're talking rivers, the Rhine.
Yeah. Well, you're talking forests too, in Germany especially. Yeah. I remember my brother comes home and he got this great big shell casing. He said he found out in the woods out by our Air Force base. I'm surprised they didn't take it away from him back then, but they didn't. So they're still finding those. In the case of Paris, people are throwing bicycles, motorcycles. I think they even found a car in one of their canals, one of their side canals. So every once in a while, they got to go down, empty it out, and that's what they're doing. They did in Venice.
Early last year in France, in one of the canals, they found one of the Nazi bombs. So it's like, wow, you guys really need to pay attention to what's in the water.
But Drew, the fields of World War I still produce hundreds of tons of ordnance every year that gets refound because,
well, in the USA, there's been a lot of Civil War munitions found along the river.
That's right. It's gotten so bad about that. There used to be people going out with their metal detectors into the national parks. Well, by this time, you can't do that anymore. It's against the law. If you're found in the park with a metal detector, you're going to be in some big trouble.
Yeah, but they found ordnance on the riverbanks. They found all kinds of stuff.
Okay, Donna. We appreciate you being here with us tonight. And
Listen to me.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Can't
Sean,
wait
Drew,
to see you on Stowe, Donna.
say what again?
I can't wait to see you get into Stowe.
I will be doing some stuff soon. So I've got, I'm working, so I do things for my ship because I'm the commanding officer. I'm doing stuff for the recipe book. I am the DIOC of the First Brigade, and I've got new units that I'm trying to make sure that understand what's going on. And I'm getting some a wilderness challenge for this year and for next year worked on. Got a lot of stuff going on, and I promise I will be getting into STO soon and joining fleet members there. I'm gonna have to. Whoa, not my map. Not me. So he's over there and he's underneath, and I'm like, I swear he's gonna like take his claws and go straight through these guys. These guys are expensive. I really I love them, but I don't want them to get destroyed.
I got one of the silver ones.
Oh,
So
they're
there's
pretty.
not many of those out there now.
No. I just hope sometime in the future we get a, I don't know, we'll get new ones at some point. These are only a couple years old. I think these came in when Parmley came in, or right before. I know that this one
Yeah.
is. Hey, hey. Oh, boy. Come here. Come here. Here, little one. See this guy right here? He is a
Yeah.
giant bundle of joy. Oh, my God.
He is a pretty kitty.
He is gorgeous. He's 6 months old,
Mm-hmm.
and he's mine. He's Blue the Hut. He just sits there and goes, oh, just
What kind of cat is he? Breed.
hedonistic.
You ready to call it?
Like me, hold him and just feed him from there. He's a domestic medium hair. His mom was a tortoise show, and he's gunmetal gray with rust all through his
Okay.
entire. I've got to take this. Hold on.
Sounds like me. Gunmetal
Yeah.
gray with rust.
Right. Well, our little cat here is a Russian blue.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
So we realized that we realized one of the cats in the neighborhood who was hanging out with us all the time in the front yard was going to give birth soon, and I said, we have to take the kittens in. We have to take the cat in before she has them, otherwise there's just going to be a bunch of feral cats outside. We can't do that. Brought them in. We got 4 of the kittens got homes, and then the mom and 2 of the other boys are in the shelter right now because we couldn't find homes for them. And we decided to keep this guy. So
I hate to cut this short, but
I know I gotta go.
Sean and I both have had an extra long day today.
Good
Yes.
night, Donna.
Good night. I'll talk to y'all later.
Yep. And gentlemen, good night. Good luck. May your God go with you, as Dave Allen used to say.
Well, thanks for everybody being here. Richard, John, Tim, and the crew of the Russell Camp, our producers tonight. Thanks a lot. And we're going to end it right now. We'll say good day, and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, everybody.
Live long and prosper. I'm trying to get to this.